challenge. Gonzaga absolutely puts belt to ass. They said they want to play for the Millie in the title game, and they handle Maryland 100-61 is your final. It was just a front to back domination, Mike. I'm just curious, just in terms of that incentive. They knew they needed to win by 13 or 14 or more, and they really came out with the energy and looked like they tried to do that.
Well, I think it's a really mature team to begin with. I think it kind of brings me into my point about this Gonzaga team, how they remind me a lot of, and they're different, like personalities are different, but they remind me a lot of Auburn last year, and where Auburn was at in November because of their age, because of their experience, Gonzaga being the second oldest team in America, the understanding of the game, the understanding of kind of what it takes to win. It doesn't shock me at all they came out and just ran Maryland out of the gym. I just think the length and physicality they have defensively has been the difference for me to start the season for Gonzaga. I think Foster Grant and has had a big hand in that, but Adam Miller as well, Saint-Supéry nailed it. Yeah. We've seen teams try to make improvements over the years to parts of their roster. Hey, we want to get, we want to have more length, we want to be more active defensively. And a lot of times you start conceding other areas that you were really great at. And Gonzaga hasn't had to make that sacrifice. They've gotten better defensively, and they're still a machine offensively. I think Stephen Gentry, the offensive coordinator there at Gonzaga, deserves a ton of credit for that because they're just as potent on that end. So they're right now, I think they're the best team in America right now. And honestly, they should be. With the age and with the experience, we'll see who passes them up as the season goes on and teams grow and develop. But right now, I think they're certainly the most complete team in America.
John, I mean, if Mike says that and their body of work obviously suggests that they're in that conversation, but it just feels like we were not talking about Gonzaga like that in the preseason. Obviously ranked team, top 25 team. We knew they had the pieces to possibly, make a run like Mark Few always does, but it just seems like they're coming in at a level that we didn't necessarily expect this early in the season.
Yeah. I think we get bored with how good they always are, right? They're always up there. We always talk about them, how good they're going to be or could be. I think this year with Grant Foster, even Ike, I think Gonzaga's got a little soul now. Like they got a little soul. Like Grant Foster is kind of shifty. You know what I'm saying? He can get to the Baja, right? Like Ike's a monster down there. He's a dog. Like like they've got a couple guys that that'll try to step on your neck, and you saw it tonight. Like we got to win by 14 points. Let's beat them by 40. Like that's how I like to play. Like I hate when coaches call the dogs off and, we want to be nice. Nah, beat them by 50. So, they've got that in them this year, and I think that's what's going to take them to the next level. Obviously, we talked about the defense over and over. They're one of his best defenses or defensive teams he's ever had. So, that's I think is a difference, man. They've got a squad, and they've got a guy in Grant Foster, they can kind of roll the ball too, and he can make something shake when there's nothing there, which is good to have sometimes with the big fellas down there, Huff as well. I mean, I hope they're not peaking. That's what I worry about, right? Just peaking too early.
Jeff?
I love the kid Saint-Supéry, to be honest. I think he's a guy. It's part of why we didn't have Gonzaga ranked high. We didn't know about him, right? We just didn't know about him.
Grant Foster wasn't eligible either for a while.
Yeah. So there were major question marks that I think exist on a lot of these rosters going into this year because of the international influx, right? We just haven't seen these guys. So Saint-Supéry is a guy that, man, watching him in person, he's got good size. He really competes on the defensive end, a little bit limited athletically, but a good athlete, not a great athlete. And he's a guy that just finds dudes, right? Like he can get in the seams. He can kick it to dudes. He can, to be honest, he just makes life easier for everybody else. And it gives him kind of an edge, too. He talks some shit. So I just like their team, how it's constructed. Now, I can't wait for tomorrow night to see the big man matchup between Gonzaga's bigs, right? Ike and Huff, And obviously Michigan's kind of whatever you want to call it, three-headed monster. Because Yaxel, like we talked about, he's not like a traditional big. We call him that, but he's just kind of a versatile, multi-dimensional forward is really what he is.
Yeah, it just seemed like
Michigan. It's the ultimate litmus test. Like all the things that we talked about with Michigan earlier in the show, it's like if you sat here and you're like, who's the one team you'd want to see them against? It's Gonzaga. Because of the bigs and the positional size, that's going to be an unbelievable game.
It absolutely is, and that's why it's like everybody just spent the whole day arguing about the event and what it needs to be and where these games need to be played. Like, yo, we're getting Michigan and Gonzaga tomorrow. Can you shut the hell up? Like, it's fine. Yeah. You can play it in Anchorage, Alaska. It's fine.
And Maui was still fine today. It was still fine.
Right.
Fine. It's not as
still
good.
Had some good games.
We know that.
Yeah.
Right. It's not high powered. I get it that